morning, City of Hobbs and Lee County. Megan Mooney, Director of Communications for the City of Hobbs here. We want to share with you a very generous and appreciated donation from Chevron to the City of Hobbs and the Corps, your Center of Recreational Excellence. We are here on the observation deck which overlooks the aquatic pieces of the facility. I'm here to demonstrate what it is that the city has purchased with this donation. Now we want to really hit on how we're going to be using these in multiple facilities. This donation has given us the ability to be more flexible in our efforts to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, and we are so grateful to Chevron for that. We do have a representative from Chevron as well as from the Corps to give an example of what it is that their intentions are, why they chose our organization for this donation, and then also how these pieces work. So we will go through and introduce ourselves to let you know what our representation is. Again, Megan Mooney, Director of Communications for the City of Hobbs.
Good morning, City of Hobbs and Chevron Permian. My name is Beverly Allen. I'm Community Affairs for Chevron.
Hi, I'm Doug McDaniel, Recreation Director for the City of Hobbs. I'm really excited to be here today to talk about this great new partnership that we have with Chevron.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Henderson, Core Facility Director. We're so grateful for this wonderful donation and how it's improved our facility.
Good morning, I'm Eric Frankie. I'm the Facilities Maintenance Supervisor. We're really excited to be able to have another tool in our hand to help keep our facilities operable and clean and safe.
Perfect. And Eric, he did actually give the training on how to use these devices, which we appreciate so much, so we have staff who are comfortable in utilizing them. Now, Beverly, could you kind of give us a little bit of an explanation, a description of why it is that you chose the City of Hobbs and the Corps to give this donation?
I would love to make it. Thank you for this opportunity to share with you. We think Hobbs is a great, amazing community. We love to be a good community partner. We have an office here in Hobbs, and lots of our staff live here in Hobbs, and we work in Hobbs. And so as part of our social investment, we do things in the boxes of health, education, and economic development. And so when we look at those three areas, we want to make sure our social investment in the Hobbs community impacts all of those. So I think that trying to help with the COVID-19 pandemic also was a big factor in choosing, and also working with the mayor, Megan, the Chief Gomez, on what could we do to make our donation really impactful for the City of Hobbs to help improve safety. And so we worked together, and we decided, because of the pandemic, but also I'm excited that you're going to hear more about this, that this is going to be a sustainable donation, because it's going to be taking care of safety and sanitation for many years to come. So we're excited that we're getting to be part of this. We're helped with this donation. We want to, another big part of this was to support our first responders and the senior center, the DMV, other places that they're using this. But most importantly, besides this great recreation facility to help with people's emotional and physical and health well-being, we're thrilled to help with that. So Megan, we appreciate it. We're glad to be good community partners.
And those categories that you focused on are so important, because without health and safety, you really cannot go far in education or economic development. And so it's so important to focus on health and safety to really set a good foundation in order to achieve other goals that Chevron sets and is working towards. So yes, we will be using these at different facilities, including that VD, the senior center, several places, which Doug is over. Now with the health and safety being such a crucial part and a main focus, Lindsay and Doug, you two are over this facility. Doug over Recreation Department overall. Lindsay is over this facility specifically. So if you two could speak a little bit more to the health and safety goals and efforts in this in this area.
Sure. Thank you, Megan. I think, as you mentioned, it will really help with the donation of these EMIS units with the sanitization, keeping our facilities safe and clean. The other thing it's going to provide is for those members of our community who haven't been out to any of our facilities yet and have been holding off to make sure that they are safe. Well, this is another step that the City of Hobbs has been able to take, with Chevron's donation to assure that we are operating in a very safe and clean manner. So we will use this, at several of our facilities. It's been in use here at the Corps, for several weeks now. As we start to reopen some of our facilities that are closed now, these will come in very handy. They're easy to use, and they will make cleaning much faster and more effective for our staff.
Very true, yes. And since cleaning and sanitizing is taking up so much of our time for everyone, no matter what your business is or where you live, I think that everyone is really taking such extra efforts in order to accomplish those levels of sanitation and cleanliness that we're all looking for right now. Something to make it more effective and quicker is so important. So now, I love how another thing that Beverly mentioned was not just the physical well-being, but the mental and emotional well-being, which comes in play with physical well-being. Lindsay, if you could touch on that, because this is your facility, this is your baby, and so how important that is to the public, and your intents are. You, a former athlete for years, and volleyball, if I'm correct, and so how important that is, and the difference that you see in your emotional and or mental well-being, and how important that is just to get out and move and be able to do it in a safe environment.
Well, no matter people's lifestyles, life is stressful, especially right now, and a lot of that is a lot of mental stress we put on ourselves or from outside sources that we have no control over. So being able to provide a space where people can come and de-stress, they can let go of all that anxiety or fear that they have in a clean, safe environment, it's incredibly important. Not only is it important for the parents, but it's also important for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Kids who are used to being, in a classroom with friends or outside playing with friends aren't doing that as much anymore. So being able to come here and participate in fitness at the moment, and hopefully more recreational activities in the future, it is so important that places like the Corps and other places throughout town are open and available. And with this donation, we're able to do that in a safe way, and hopefully be able to get Lee County where it needs to be.
Yes. And yeah, not really a former athlete, still an athlete, or former competitive athlete, but you're also a parent. So you're able to speak to that as a parent who has an active child, and your husband, I'm sure he's active, you guys all get out there, you want to get things done, and keep up your mental and emotional well-being. So, I'm not sure if we did say this, but the amount that was donated by Chevron to the City of Hobbs was $20,000 to City of Hobbs, and then $5,000 specifically allocated to the Hobbs Fire Department. Now, these kinds of devices are not cheap. Of course, we've all seen how the price of gloves, disinfectant, face masks have skyrocketed since this pandemic started. Really the same week that everyone began worrying about back in March, you saw those prices skyrocket so much. And so we really appreciate this amount because it makes us be able to be better equipped and better prepared for you and all of your family and loved ones. So we have been able to purchase, thanks to Chevron, additional PPE supplies, disinfectant, 4 Victory Innovations backpack sprayer units, including electrostatic sprayers, 7 EMIS sprayers, which we are about to demonstrate. Eric's going to demonstrate for us. And now those PPE supplies, they include masks, face shields, gloves, disinfectant, etc. And then lastly, 4 VP200 ESK electrostatic handheld sprayers. So for some of this, it's a little difficult to understand what those do, but we're here to explain to you and demonstrate how effective they are, how easy they are to use, and how well equipped our staff are to now ensure an even safer and healthier place for you to visit in the City of Hobbs and be using at other facilities. So Eric, if you can kind of give us that demonstration, walk us through as you train staff here at the Corps previously.
Well, this is the EMIS 360. This is the unit that we purchased. The reason when we purchased this was it's small, it's handheld. The staff that's here at the Corps, they're not huge. They're kids that are monitoring fitness or those types of things. So it's very easy to use. The PPE that we chose to use is virtually nothing. The material that we're using, the OxyVerb TP, it's a very, very safe disinfectant. The object is to get a surface wet and leave it there for a minute. It kills the virus, then we go on. However, before that, we want to assume that this is our, if we're playing golf, this is our putt. This is what we're finishing the hole with. We still have our driver, which we come in, we clean, we mop, we vacuum. We do every bit of disinfecting that we have been, but this puts the finishing touch on our areas. Plus, it gets to areas in which we have not wiped. because you're not going to wipe underneath the handrail all the time or whatever. So this, being the electrostatic, it shoots out a positive mist that will theoretically bond to a negatively charged item that's just out and about. So to use that, basically you just get it fired up, and it's going to put out a little mist. That chair is disinfected. It's wet. Now you let it set for a minute. Then we'll get the stable. You come around, you get the spots in which people's feet and what have you, maybe a little bit of the ground. This area's been disinfected. However, it was clean before. This just kills any stagnant virus type item that might be laying around.
From normal cleaning activities. And so this is like you said, the finishing touch. Any kind of thing that we could miss, this machine comes with this device and it helps us really get it. And like you said, it bonds. I like how you explained how this works and what electrostatic actually means. And so then now we understand like the bonding that it actually does to these items. And now Lee County, they have been coming in and doing some spraying for us at different facilities. But typically it's hard to, we mentioned flexibility earlier. It was difficult to get the same team who's doing this for places throughout the entire county. And we had to book it, and now we can do it every day if we needed to. It's every couple hours, you know what I mean? And not just having to book it when we hit some extreme situation like we did when we were having to book it with the county. So this is something that's going to keep our cleaning efforts more frequent, more consistent, and then also more effective. Okay, so how was it training the staff? Everyone feels comfortable with it. You mentioned that we have staff here at the core of different ages, anywhere from 15 to up to someone who has their own 15-year-old children. So we have to make sure that it's usable for everybody.
It worked really well. They kind of enjoyed it. The little mist coming out, and they're thinking, I don't have to really get down there, scrub and rub and whatever after I've already done that. This I can just walk through, and then I can be confident that my area is clean and disinfected. We've got 7 of these because we have multiple areas that need to be cleaned basically at the same time, closing time. So we have all 7 of these units going out, and we could knock the building down in about 15, 20 minutes, feel comfortable, and be ready for the next day.
Which also is a good way to be, respectful stewards of taxpayer dollars, because the quicker and more effectively we can get a job done, the less that we're actually having to pay to keep staff on payroll time, on the clock. So now we can get them in and out, they can get on with the rest of their schedules of their days. So now, Lizzie, how do you feel with staff utilizing these and just going in and being able to clean that? Because you guys, this facility is a 160,000 square foot facility. Am I right? And so it's a lot of cleaning, a lot of space, surfaces to cover. So how do you feel now with staff being able to do this in such a more effective and quicker manner?
Oh, I've had nothing but positive feedback from staff. The ease of the device, plus the reassurance that the areas are being double cleaned, especially for our fitness areas and our core kids childcare.
Yes.
They absolutely love it. It has cut down a lot of the time that they spend cleaning, and then they just have that, extra sense or assurance that everything is.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. Now, Doug, Beverly, is there anything else you'd like to add for the department? I mean, you're using it in multiple facilities, Doug. We've already mentioned senior center, golf course, the pro shop out there at Rockland, and everything else. The Rockland Grill is open, so if you do want to go out there, you can go out there and get a great meal for lunch or dinner. Head on out there, and our course out there. So another very active facility. Anything else you'd like to say about that, and how it's going to help?
Again, just to thank Chevron for the partnership and being able to have the equipment to keep our facilities clean and safe. We look forward to using them, as Beverly mentioned, not only during the COVID pandemic, but in the future going forward, it will keep our facilities safe and clean as well. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention how many viruses that unit and the solvent or the spray that comes out of it addresses. Eric has told me that it addresses or kills about 80 different viruses.
80 different viruses. The difference is, with COVID, it comes on, you leave it for a minute. Something like strep, maybe 3 minutes. But there's a whole list of viral items that this particular item addresses with the chemical that we chose. multiple chemicals out there, so we can use this virtually year-round to keep our facility very safe and clean.
Awesome. So during flu season, any or regular strep, the common cold, those kind of, we can help to fight those viruses and keep our communities healthier and safer. Besides the COVID-19 virus, there are so many other viruses that this is going to be helpful in preventing our citizens from coming in contact with. Now, Beverly, any additional comments you'd like to make on behalf of Chevron? And of course, we appreciate this partnership so much, as always have before. But now, even during the pandemic, very stressful times, very difficult times, economically, things are quite a struggle across the board, and so we're even, again, it's just reminding us how grateful we are for partnerships like the one we have with Chevron. Anything else you would like to add?
Just on behalf of Chevron, Hobbs, Lee County, and the Permian, the Mid-Continent Business Unit, we want to thank everybody for what you guys do to help us stay safe now, and letting us have a great place to come. I can't wait to come back here and bring my kids. We've missed it, and I think with these type of collaborations and partnerships, we're going to get back to normal sometime soon, and can't wait for that. Thank you so much, Megan.
Thank you so much. And so that's all, folks. We wanted to show you for today. Now, if you see these devices or anything like that, or maybe again the backpack sprayer units, you understand what they are for and kind of how they are used and the science behind it that Eric did explain to us. Now, the safer and healthier we can be as a community, the better we will be able to do in education, in economic recovery, as well as development. And so we want you to know that there are private and public partnerships going hand in hand together, walking through this difficult time together, trying to make our community as safe and healthy as it possibly can so you can get back to your normal duties and focuses and interests. So thank you again. When you see the public facilities, give staff your thoughts on it and let them know how you appreciate it. It's ensuring that we can keep our facilities open. If you have any questions, leave us some comments on this video, and Chevron Permian is tagged. Thank you. Have a great day and stay safe.